Hey everyone, it's your coach Jordan Briones. In this video, we are going to be looking at a 4-5 men's doubles gold medal match, and we're going to talk about some of the things that makes these players 4-5. We'll be looking at the decisions that they make and maybe some decisions that they could have made differently. All right, let's jump right in. Shout out to my friend Chris Olson in this video here in the white hat from Pickleball Studio. We're just going to watch a couple points here in this 4-5 gold medal match. Yeah, we're going to point out a few things. So let's go. It's a good transition there. So one thing that separates under 4-0 from 4-5 plus is their transition game. Great serves, great drives, and great decision making through the transition and specifically with their shots. So it's a great deep serve by Chris here. Return was fairly good, and you're going to see both of these guys. You'll see Chris and Sergey, I believe, his partner, stay back, right? This is a good deep return here, and Chris has good contact on balance on this drop here and forces a low contact point. And what he does is come in after that drop because he knows that it's a low contact. And then from here, this guy in the black, you'll see that he is playing a really low ball. He doesn't overhit it, doesn't try to do anything fancy. At this high level, it's really about percentages, putting enough pressure, but keeping the ball in. You'll see he goes to Chris here because he's further back and tries to stay away from the big threat, which is Chris's partner in the white here. So great dinking here, fairly good footwork, and you will see really good counterattacking as well. So let's get to the dinking. I just want to quickly talk about that. Here's a good slice dink from Chris. Good ball there. Good footwork here. This gentleman in the black kind of runs around his backhand a little bit, but I don't mind that as long as he's hitting quality shots and he could get into a good position. It definitely pushes Chris out wide again, and he's nice and low, and he's in good position to hit this ball. One of the things that I would love to see Chris do in this particular situation is maybe reset middle a little bit when he is pulled out wide. So we've definitely talked about this. He will talk about this also, as he's been practicing his game. But especially when you're in a position like this, when you're out wide, digging towards the middle of the court is not only a safe place to go, but it just puts you and your partner back into neutral. You can see in this position, he kind of tries to go back cross a little bit. It's a little bit high. And, now a hands battle now ensues. But this gentleman here in the white has a great backhand counter. And, they actually come out on top of that rally there. Okay. So we got Chris to serve again. Really nice deep serve. Good control drop. And great reset. Okay, so we can't go forward anymore. We have to talk about this transition game. 4-5 plus players have really good decisions on third shots, but not only that, in transition. And one of the things that you'll notice is how smooth they are in transition, and they don't rush. Okay, now there is a time obviously to be really aggressive and poach, but there's also a time to really just focus on getting in. So here's a good serve. Here's a good return. I want you to see this drop here. It's a dipping topspin drop, and it's dipping in the kitchen. So really, really good here. Chris is a little bit ahead of his partner here. And then you will see his partner, Sergey, split step. Huge thing, right? You will see 4-5s rarely get caught in transition because they have good habits here. So you'll see him split step, reset it. Now this reset, you will see it does go pretty high, and it has a high bounce, right? But at this level, you're trying to play for percentages. You're not trying to hit every single shot perfectly. this is a quality reset at this level because you need margin to make sure that you get in. You will see this player go at Chris here, and then he just kind of resets too because he's not all the way up at the line. Now, maybe he could have countered that, but the big thing here is they got in super safely, and now they're at the line in a dink rally. So not only do they not rush through transition, but they have good resets in transition and good decisions. When somebody is attacking them, they're not panicking, and they are making sure that they hit the ball soft when necessary. Again, we're going to watch this. We have a topspin drop, an attack to the player in the white. He resets it a little high. Chris resets it there, and then they finally get in here. Okay. Okay. So, I just want to talk about this dinking a little bit here. Chris has been working on his Twoie dink here, and it's a really good dink, getting outside of the ball, getting nice and low. When you are being pressured here on a Twoie dink, you will see good players reset the ball middle. So this is a nice little half volley middle, kind of neutralizes the play. And Chris hits another ball out wide, tries to force that same ball there, and he tries to go middle again, which I think would be the right play. He just missed it there. Okay, so that ball was missed by Sergey, but the intention at this level was there. So after this miss, we're going to go right back to here. You will rarely see 4 or 5 players drive their 5th shot. You will mainly see them drive their thirds if that is their 3rd shot of choice, or if that is what they like to do. But we're going to go over this really quick. So Chris hits a really, really nice 3rd shot drive. And again, he didn't hit it at 100%, maybe at 60 to 80%. And they both stay back, right? They both stay back. And then Sergey here in the white is playing just a lift, a simple lift, 5th shot drop. He missed that one there. But when we look at intention and when we look at what they're trying to do, that was the right play, even though he missed that shot. Okay, so good deep topspin serve here by the team on the far side. And this was actually a little bit of a short return. So, obviously we want to return as deep as we can. But knowing it's a short return, you'll see Sergey get ready for the drive. You'll see him stop. And one of the things that 4 or 5 plus players do really well is that they let out balls go, especially in transition. Now, how did Sergey he didn't even flinch at that ball? Well, he knew he was in transition, and he knew his opponent was driving at him. And this is one of those idioms, the shoulder high, let it fly. When you're kind of in that mid court, you could kind of expect a ball not to dip down when you're that far back, right? Now, if you are at the net, that might be a different story when someone's speeding up. But when you're in that transition, you can see he did such a good job not even going for that ball. So that's another thing that makes these 4 or 5 plus players really, really good. Okay, good return there by Chris. Ooh, good Twoie speed up. Another thing that I want to mention, not only do all of these players have the ability to speed up from almost any position at the kitchen line, but they're always ready for the counter. So if you want to get to that 4 or 5 level or above, one of the best things that you can practice are your hands, and not only your hands and your volleys, but your mindset. Every time that your opponent has the ball on their court, you should be ready for the speed up first. So again, here's a good drop by this gentleman here in the black. And again, this is a fairly low ball here. Chris could very well dink this ball, but at a high level, if you are the net team that is on the other side, on the far side, no matter what Chris is showing or doing, they're expecting a counter first. They're expecting a speed up so that they can counter first, right? So Chris goes for this pretty good speed up here to that dominant side, but just that nice short compact counter. That guy in the black was on it there. So one of the things that we could learn from these players is no matter what kind of position your opponents are, how low that ball is, what you want to do is make sure that you're counter ready at all times. All right, so when we talk about high level players, along with playing very consistent, they also read patterns very well, right? They go to the same plays over and over. So this is one of them here. Definitely a 4-5 plus level play. Good return here with that weight moving forward. It gets Sergey to be established at the line. And actually, before we actually go to this play, this is worth mentioning because one of the things that separates a 4-5 player from a 3-5 player when I'm watching is their return quality and their return intention. So we can see here, Sergey, he has his weight moving forward. You see him stepping in with that outside leg, and through contact here, you're going to see his momentum moving forward. And that is the biggest thing with the returns and what separates 4-5 from 3-5 players. That little loft topspin on that return, but not only that, that momentum moving in allows him to be totally established at the non-volley zone and take time away. As he's taking time away here, he's taking time away from a low position. So what some lower level players will do with this ball at times is they overhit it or they try to do way too much with a ball that's below the net. But Sergey here, he goes for just a little roll. He goes for placement over power on this. So it stretches this gentleman in the black. It stretches him out wide. And then because he's so far off the court, Chris is now able to kind of read this, right? This is a common play here. When someone's stretched out, they have to reset middle, because if they kind of go for the sideline, we have somebody jumping the Erne and hitting that sideline there. Again, Chris does a good job of waiting and being really intentional about that Erne there. Okay. Again, even at high levels, even at pro levels, you'll see players miss their drops, certain shots. Those are kind of unforced errors there. But again, it's all about consistency and making the right play. Was Chris in position? Did he was that the right play for him? I think it was. He just missed it. Good deep serve there. Okay. So here's the serve. Great deep return here. And on the returns too, I do want to mention the importance of getting your returns higher and really distinguishing your return from your drive. When you're driving on your third, you're trying to keep it nice and low to the net. When you're returning, you are trying to give arc and buy time. So this is a quality return with topspin by the player that just returned the ball, forcing Chris to hit his third a little bit off of his back foot. When this happens, obviously you don't have the best control over your drops. It's still controllable, but it sits up a little bit. And one little thing that might have been a little bit better for Chris and his partner is maybe to stay back on that drop. So one of the things that I see here is, especially when your partner is going backwards for a third, whether it's a drive or drop, whatever Chris does in the situation, hanging back and holding position is going to be really important here. You'll see Sergey kind of takes a step forward, again, expecting Chris to hit a good drop. This one was just a little bit high. If he just stayed back for one shot there, they would have probably been in a fine position to defend the ball. Now, Sergey has good hands, and you see him nice and low split step. He's in a great position, but it just made it a lot tougher for him to hit a quality fifth than as opposed to him just staying back in this position, and they end up losing the point there. So I know this was a shorter video, but I just wanted to point out some of the things that makes 4-5+ players very, very good. They may miss at times, obviously, just like all of us. We all make unforced errors at times, and we make mistakes at times, but you will hopefully from this video learn about their intention, and the decisions that they make are for the most part very, very smart. And yeah, hopefully this video has helped with that. Again, if you are struggling with your game, any parts of your game, we have a lot of free resources down below. If you are trying to break through that 4-0, we have a free source called Breaking the 3-5 Barrier. It's a free video series that are the top things that you need to work on to break that 4-0 level. So scan the QR code here or click the link in the description. We'd love to send you that free video series. And also we have a whole bunch of coaching and resources if you're in our ecosystem. So, you know, just make sure that you're always following us, follow this breakdown channel. We really appreciate it. If you like this video, like this content, and you want us to keep it going, make sure you comment, like, and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.